tabletop game for me and my 3 friends to play, and then I slowly but surely realized that I'm the only one with time to geek out over TTRPGs. So I'm solo campaigning. I wrote a story based on a childhood one we all know and love in the hopes that we could all enjoy this because the author of the story is a horrendous person. I fully don't know what part of a TTRPG is sellable, since all you need is a good set of dice and a way to take notes, but I hope to sell my game someday nonetheless. So, that being said, welcome to Magic and Mayhem, Year 1, entering the Aurarian School of Pragmatic Magic, the thrilling tale of a young magical chosen person's first year at Wizarding School. Let's begin our, everything by rolling up a character. I know that I want my character's name to be June as a kind of nod to my old handle, but I don't know anything else about them. For the rest, we are going to be rolling the dice. For age, I personally would like to play someone the same age as myself, but I will roll a d6 for the 10s and a d10 for the 1s, and I'll just live with the results. My d6. Alright, so I'm going to be rolling my d10. Let me see. How old are we? That rolled a lot, and it's caught. Here we go. D10. 0. Oh, okay, so 0. I said d6 for the 10s and d10 for the 1s. Okay, so I'm 40. I'm 40. I thought I was 104. No, I'm 40. For gender, I don't have a 3-sided die, but the Dice app does. So, okay. So, this is the Dice app that I use. You can find it here in the Play Store, and it's by 7 Pixels. So, they do have a D3. Let me clear all my die. I don't remember how. How do I clear my die? You know what? I'll just add a D3. How about that? That's not going to be my roll. That's just adding it. So, I'll say 1 is female, 3 is male, and 2 is in between. And we got a 1. That's kind of boring, but that's okay. So we'll be female. Alright, and now species. Oh god. I have 23 species and 5 afflictions that I created, so I have 28 total choices. But I also don't really want my character to be any of the immortal or undead types. So I'm going to roll a d20, and then I'm going to use the Dice app again since my d4 is chipped. And I'll say 4 is like no affliction, since that's what I'm hoping for. So rolling high is our dream. So for a d20, 18. Okay, so I'm going to go find the 18th species, but for now, let me go back to the Dice app and roll my d4. Add d4. Again, that's not our roll, although we want it to be our roll. Should I take that as... No, that's cheating. I'm going to take that as my roll. Okay, so I think that is the rage virus. Fudge me! I think that's the rage virus. Oh my gosh, let me look at my notes. Yep, it is the rage virus because I said I couldn't be a vampire, so I am going to be a berserker and I'm going to be a centaur. So that's what we've got. I paused for salad. For the caster class, neither I nor the Dice app has a 13-sided die. So we're going to use this random number generator that I found online. It's pretty simple, it's just rng.com. If you are the opposite of me and you for some reason have access to a deck of cards but not a random number generator, then you can use a deck of cards instead. I don't have a deck of cards, but I do have access to an RNG, and I'm horrendously bad at shuffling, so I'm going to use the RNG. I would like a number between 1 and 13, or should I say 1 and 14? I don't know if it includes it. it does include it because it said 1. Okay. I feel like that's not very random. But, okay. I guess, yeah, sure. Okay. So, caster classes. Let me go look at my notes again. The first caster class is the ability to see the future. Okay. So I'm a diviner. Somehow. That's rough. Okay. Alright. That's fine though. That's fine. We're fine. That'll be fine. So let's go back to our thing. Back over here. Let us see. Okay. So, yeah. So that is everything that we needed in terms of that. But now we're going to get our stats set. So I have a system set up wherein you're going to roll a d20 13 times. 5 times you're rolling it with advantage, and then 3 times you're rolling it straight. So that's 10 times, and you take the better 5 times. I'll just do it, and it'll make more sense, okay? So, we have a 15 and a 13. We're going to take the 13. Okay, go again. We have 17 and 8. We're going to take 17. We have a 20 and an 11. So I think this die rolls high. I either have die that rolls low or die that rolls high. This feels like it's rolling high. That's cocked. That's cocked. That's cocked. Let me stop being crazy. I was on the very edge of being cocked. It's 19 and 6. Okay. Maybe I should roll with different die. 14 and 1. Okay, so 14. So now we have our 5 numbers that we needed. We have 13, 17, 20, 19, and 14. Now this last 3 times, I'm only going to take the number that I get. I have 13, 8, and 17. Okay, and that's our stats. I'm gonna get those stats set up later on, but for now, those are the stats that we have. Every character also has a misfortune, with an option for like middling if the players can't be bothered to do all the dice and they don't want to roll all the dice, but I just thought it would be fun if casting magic was kind of inherently chaotic for everyone. So I guess we're gonna see if that's actually fun in action. But again, for this, let's go ahead and go here. I personally want to have a misfortune of some sort, and so I will be rolling a d4 so that I don't have the option of middling. And then of course, again, I'm rolling it on the dice app. Rolling my d4 here. 4. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the I have the Magnus one, which means lots of magic and lots of control, which I kind of didn't want that, but that's okay. So I had the option of Menace, which means lots of magic and little control. Meh, which means little magic, little control. People aren't really worried about those guys. Mute, which is a little magic and a lot of control. Or Magnus, which was lots of magic, lots of control. So I didn't really want to be a Magnus, but that is okay. I'm taking what the dice is giving me, and I'm being a big girl about it. Okay, now that we've gone over all of the mechanics of our character, let's figure out their looks. Starting with their body shape. I've narrowed our choices down to the 8 that I've drawn. Okay, so I realized that I don't have enough height categories to make 6 categories, so we're gonna roll our d8 for our body type, which is body type 7. So I'm gonna be a brownie, which like is very square. Our d6, and if it's a 6, which it is, we're gonna roll again. 3, so average. I'm average height and very square. Let's skin tone was dependent on the species, but then I ended up with like an animals type species, so I'm doing shades of brown just like you would with humans. I got a 2, so I'm actually pretty pale. Do I have spots? Heads. So yes, I do have spots. I am pale with spots. Are the spots light or dark? They are light. So I'm pale but with spots that are lighter than me. Interesting. Am I silverish or yellowy? I'm gonna say heads is silverish and tails is yellowy. So we got yellowy. Am I a mulish, an alpacan, or just a regular old horse? So we're gonna go back to our dice app. We're going back to our dice app, and I'm going to add my D3. Again, that's not my roll. So I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna look at it right now. I'm gonna say 1 is mulish, 2 is horse, and 3 is alpacan. So I'm mulish. I'm gonna be a mulish centaur. That makes sense because I'm kind of a berserker. And my eye color. Let me see. I'm gonna say, let's roll a d6, and we'll say 1 is brown. You know what? I'm going to put the chart that I think of right here, and then we're gonna roll. Okay, 3. So we have green eyes. Okay, and then we are going to do hair texture. Hair texture was going to be on a d4. So back to our dice app, roll that d4, and it is a 3. So it's not going to be super curly, but it's not going to be straight. So we're there. Okay, and then hair color is going to be on a d8. I feel like I'm kind of blazing through this right now, but it kind of is what it is. All right. Okay, 3. So that is going to be also not very dark hair. Is it reddish at all? Yes. Okay, so I have a strawberry blonde, which love. Let me see. Personality. Is this character me? Heads. Yes. This character is basically me. Okay. Fashion. Gosh. Okay. What I'll be doing is looking for a random aesthetic generator. Random aesthetic generator. That is a thing you can find by perchance.org. Random aesthetic generator. So we're clicking on that, and we're taking a look. We're not going to take the first one that pops up. How many aesthetics? Oh, yeah, just one. Oh, the one that popped up is Nyatek, which is cute. How many optional colors? I'm going to say 7. All the rainbow. 8. 8 optional colors. Auto expand optional colors. I don't know what that means, so I'm just going to say yes. Slime pop, which means that I like swamps, slugs, gooey things, ghosts, acid, bright green, mold, and aliens. And then the pop part is like positive, enthusiastic reflections of the slime. The slime theme stands out, i.e. pops, and is explored loudly and visibly. The colors that I have are awesome. They're this dark purple called Eminence, a nice olive green that's called Pacifica, Treehouse, which I think is a deep brown, Vida Loca, which is a lively green, Muddy Waters, which looks like muddy water, Delta, which is gray, Punch, which is a nice red, and Off Green, which is a white that is, or a green that is almost white. It's off green. So that's fun. That is so fun. All right, let me write down everything that I have. Oh my gosh, that's June. That's it. That's June. It is our Berserker Centaur. So let's go over everything that we got. I'm very excited, even though I've just been rolling dice and talking for like 5 minutes. But anyway, June is a Berserker Centaur who is also a seer / diviner. I was upset about that, and then I realized I wrote this campaign to be a mystery, but I'm playing the campaign, so it actually makes total sense for my character to be a seer. That makes it so that I don't have to make up a reason why my character kind of already knows everything and we're just figuring stuff out. So, yes. We are a Magnus with our stats that I will figure out later, probably while I'm drawing the character. And then, gosh. So yeah, I've talked your ear off about it enough, so I guess I'll see you in a couple weeks with episode 1 of the campaign. Have a good day!